Welcome back to the channel. This is Brian from Transwest GMC here with the brand new 2024 HD. As you can tell from the distinct badging on the new 24s, this is a 3500 single rear wheel. A little bit different. This is a gas truck, but it is here and available at Transwest. The most noticeable thing right off the bat is going to be your new headlight design. I love the design of the headlights. Just gives you that amber look, especially when you have the turn signal on. Coming down, very nice with the AT4, how the bumpers are color matched, and then you have your darker chrome that comes down into your fog light down below. With this being the preferred package on the AT4, you do get your front and rear parking sensors. Red tow hooks always come standard on the AT4. And then of course you have your front camera with a washer fluid up front to be able to clean that off going down the road. Coming around the side, on the AT4s, the black wheels do come standard now. There are other options that you can get, of course. You still have the Rancho shocks here on the HDs, even on the 3500 to give you that nice ride. Another huge factor for the gas engines these days on the 24s is the Allison transmission that GM finally paired up with it. It gives you so compared to the 6-speed and the 23s, you have less gaps in between your gears, and it keeps you in that optimal power when towing a trailer, which helps bump up your capabilities. Have your side step still, of course, to be able to easily access tie downs, anything like that. Another step here on the bed side, of course, a nice little handle here, and then a very nice rear tail light design with all LED headlights, reverse lights, parking sensors again. Very nice AT4 badging, kind of matches with the GMC, and of course your spare tire and your 7-pin trailer connector and your trailer cameras. You have your trailer camera hookup right there and your reverse camera. This one does have a bed view camera up in there as well, which makes hooking up your gooseneck or fifth wheel very easy. GM, of course, with your gooseneck fifth wheel prep package, they do give you the 7-pin and 4-pin connector right in the tailgate next to your handle there. And then you have a 115 volt outlet in the back as well. Making our way inside the truck, you do get very nice contrast stitching now all throughout the truck, even up on the dash. You get presets for driver 1 and 2 on the AT4 and your Bose sound system as well. You still have Kalahari inserts on your driver's seat and your passenger seat. Gives it that very nice touch that no other trim level in the GMC lineup has. AT4 badging all over the truck. Of course, you have it here on your center console. When you start the truck, it'll say AT4 in your driver information center, which is all digital, and it's right around 12 inches of customizable screen display. So you can change everything from the entire display, from your classic to progressive, which is more of a modern look to it. And then you can change everything on the right hand side, left hand side, so that way when you're towing you can set up to get exactly what you want to show up on your screens, from transmission temperature to your trailer tire pressures, everything like that. Another huge upgrade from the 23s on the 24 is going to be adaptive cruise control. They finally did it on the HDs. Our customers have been asking for years when GM was gonna put that into the HDs, and they finally have. Going into your 13.4 inch display here, you still have most of the same functions as the 23s. but you do have a better trailering app to add all your trailers into, and you even get a warning if you're overloaded on your payload or anything like that when you're loading the truck up. Going into audio, of course, you have the option for AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, but since this is Google integrated, you can just use Google to stream all your music and everything like that. Amazon Alexa is also built in, so you get the best of both worlds with Google and Alexa here to be able to help you on the road. Google Maps, of course, like I said, Google is the main provider here for the screen. It's a lot simpler to use than the 23s again. It's almost like using a phone, to where you can just type in very easily what you want and it'll take you directly there. Of course, wireless Android Auto and Apple Carplay, that comes in very handy when towing a trailer. Just keeps your eyes focused on your main screen. Don't have to be going back and forth on your phone or anything like that. On the AT4, you will get standard ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and automatic climate control. Trailer brake control, they did place right in the middle. Very easily accessible to be able to get that in a hurry if you need to while trailering. Very easy to change your brake gain or anything like that when needed. It is still a column shift, but you do have your option to do a manual shift as well. So if you're coming back down the mountain, even though this isn't a diesel, downshifting with that Allison transmission will help you slow down. Alrighty guys, here we are getting on to the interstate. Very smooth and surprisingly quiet for a big V8 and being a 1-ton. Of course, we are empty, so there is no issue getting onto the the highway there. Plenty of power. This new Allison transmission, this is actually my first time driving the gasser with the Allison, and it is night and day compared to the 6-speed. Just gives you a lot more options. Going 76 here, looks like we were in 9th gear. And I'm just surprised at how quiet and well the truck actually rides. Just some more small touches, just the contrast stitching on the steering wheel this year with the AT4. I didn't even really notice until you started driving, and then that stitching up on your dash just really sticks out. Very nice. I'm going to set the cruise here at 78, and it'll let you know that cruise braking is on whenever you set that. And I do have lane keep assist on as well, or lane departure warning I should say, and that'll vibrate my seat and let me know whenever I'm about to go over the line there. And you'll see the lines up in your driver information center flash at you just to let you know. And now that it sees a semi, it is showing a green car just to let you know that it has detected that vehicle and that you're at a good following distance. It is slowing us down because I have the gap on the farthest setting, and then if I put it down to near, it'll get a little bit closer, but I'll go ahead and pass and it'll speed up on its own as well. What's really nice is that's compatible with trailering. So even if you have a fifth wheel behind you or whatever you're pulling, it'll do that for you as well. Another nice feature, while driving, you have options to access a couple of your trailer views, anywhere from your rear-facing view just to check on your trailer or what you have behind you, and then also your bed view in case you have anything in there or you want to check on your trailering connections to make sure nothing is being wacky or anything like that. Just a really nice peace of mind that you have while trailering with the GMC. And of course, there's other trailer cameras you can add on to your trailer for the invisible camera view, and an inside view if you're hauling cattle or horses or anything like that. See how the engine braking works. Downshifting here, getting off the highway. Got off going about 75, and getting up to the light we're going about 50. So of course nothing quite like a diesel would be with the exhaust brake, but with that Allison it did help slow it down compared to the previous 6-speed. Again, just looking around the truck, there's no shortage of connections or anything like that. You have USB, USB-C right up front, wireless charger, another 115 volt outlet in your center console here, and another USB and USB-C right in the center console as well. No one can complain about having a dead phone or not being able to stream their music they want to, that's for sure. And as you can hear the beeping noise in the back, there is sensors in the back seat for if your rear passengers don't have their seat belts on. The cameraman back there has been buckling and unbuckling. But again, just like your 23 AT4 half tons, you have two glove boxes for all of the storage needs that you can possibly think of, and then you do have under seat storage on this truck, and you still have the storage in the back seats as well. So there is no shortage of storage, that is for sure. And with this being an HD, although it does have your lane departure warning, it is not lane keep assist, so it won't keep you centered in your lane. It will just, again, vibrate either side of your seat to let you know which way you're veering. With the new digital cluster, it will pull up your speed limit for you, and then if you option out for heads-up display with your technology package, that'll also project up onto your windshield to let you know your speed as well. So we're just about back to the dealership, but we're gonna hop into a 23 HD that we still have to just do a little bit of comparison. We have done a video on a 23, but it's just nice to kind of see it in the same video, to really show you the huge difference of what the 24 is to the 23. It just feels like a completely different truck than the 23 does. Alrighty guys, here we are in the showroom at Trans West. This is our last 2023 HD we have here. It's not quite apples to apples with this being a Denali and that being an AT4, but they are very similarly equipped. But just right off the bat, you can see the huge headlight design and front end redesign. You just don't have that very distinct outline of the headlight like you do on the new 24s. Your turn signals on the 24s are going to be right in the daytime running lamp kind of area going around, and then your turn signal on the 23s is going to be right here, kind of separated by that grille. Your fog lights are a lot bigger, and those on the 24s are actually brighter than these on the 23s. You still get parking sensors and all that good stuff, of course, on the 23s. Front cameras, all that kind of stuff. But going around, unlike the AT4s on the 24s, these were option wheels with the Black Diamond Edition on this 23, and those were about a $3,000 option. So that's really nice that the AT4 is coming standard with those black wheels. You still have your amber lights, side marker lights on both trucks, and then your mirror designs are going to be the same. Of course, from Denali to AT4, your trim pieces are going to be a little different. Getting into the truck though, that's where you're going to notice the big difference. Your seats, they're still going to be very high density foam that will break in over time. So right off the bat, yes, they're going to be a little bit firmer than some of the other brands, but longevity wise, they do last longer. We don't see much cracking with these new GM seats or anything like that you would on other brands. As you can see, there's really no contrast stitching throughout the cabin here. It kind of just blends in with the seats, and even on the new Denalis, things like that in the 24s, you do get that very nice touch. Another huge difference is going to be that screen and just whole dash layout. Driver information center on this one isn't going to be all digital. You will still have some analog gauges in there as well. Still have your column shift because it is an Allison transmission. And then of course on 23s you do still get your rear storage and all the creature comforts that you'd expect, like heated seats and everything like that. Going around the back, just like the 24s, you do get the multi-pro tailgate. In most of our HDs, we will order with the fifth wheel prep package. The kicker system, of course, is an option for the 24s. With this being the Black Diamond Edition, it does come standard on this HD. Your taillight design here, you do still have some incandescent bulbs compared to the 24s being full LED. So you really won't have to worry about any maintenance on the 24 with taillights or anything like that compared to your 23. And really, other than that, there aren't a whole lot of differences between the 23s and 24s. But if you have any other questions, please feel free to call us here at Transwest. Again, my name's Brian, and my number is 815-549-9196. Thank you.